champion boxing in sports. And boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Dillian Whyte, he has this new aura around him. I'm not sure I like it, and as a result, I don't think Dillian Whyte is going to win this fight Saturday against Tyson Fury. Now, I think Dillian Whyte had an uphill battle anyway, because just stylistically, Tyson Fury is a nightmare for anybody. But Dillian Whyte, as you guys, if you aren't aware, he hasn't been participating in the promotion because he felt he wasn't being treated fairly. I did a few videos on this. Go back and look at them. But the thing with Dillian Whyte, the way he's talking now, because he's in interviews and he's speaking now. This is the last week before the fight, or last few days before the fight, and people want to hear from him. So now he feels that he has an obligation to talk. He's saying he's a professional, so he's going to be there for the face-off, for the weigh-in, and he's going to give people what they want, but he's saying this isn't the Tyson Fury show. Okay, got all that. This is why Dillian Whyte's going to lose. Oh, he's already lost to me. During the interview, we know Dillian Whyte has always been outspoken, aggressive, always talking about maximum violence, and when he gets in the ring, that's what he brings. And it has helped him get beyond opponents where Whyte was the underdog. That mentality of maximum violence, win by all means necessary, is what got him to the point where he's at today. When you really look at it, the whole Oscar Rivas fight, Whyte shouldn't have won that fight. On paper, Rivas is more polished, more experienced, but Whyte defeated him. When Whyte fought Joseph Parker, it ended up being a draw. But Whyte really shouldn't have defeated Parker when you look at amateur pedigrees and the experience level. You look at Whyte when he got in there with Povetkin. The first fight, well, we know Povetkin was old, but still, you look at the pedigree. And Povetkin did what he did the first fight, but he was losing that fight because of Whyte's mentality. And the second fight, you can say it was COVID, or Povetkin's over the hill, he got old overnight. Say what you want. But Whyte shouldn't have won that one either, but he did. And you got to give him credit for that. But the reason why he was able to get these wins is because of that mentality. It's because of his mentality. But now he's in interviews saying that, the whole thing about, being aggressive and I'm going to annihilate this guy. He doesn't see the need to speak like that. I don't have anything. I don't want to be like that. And because it just takes a split second for me to get angry and to become very aggressive and menacing. And, those are things that he felt hurt him in the past. And I will say this, glad that he's showing growth and recognizing that attitude is everything, but show the growth after the damn Tyson Fury fight. You know what I'm saying? Don't show the growth before you get into the biggest fight of your life. So that's the first thing. I thought that was odd that all of a sudden he has this calm over him. And someone said, well, that's the calm before the storm. I'm like, well, maybe that's the calm leading into the loss of his damn pulse. And when I'm talking about that, not him dying, I'm talking about his career dying off. If he goes in there and doesn't put forth a wholehearted effort, he's going to be the clown of boxing. All of these years, going back to 2017, getting in the number one position, keep fighting, has the issue with the performance enhancement drugs crap, gets beyond that, becomes the mandatory for the WBC title. Can't get Deontay Wilder in the ring. Finally gets an opportunity again. He had to go through hell to get in the position he's in. All that stress, all that anger, all that disappointment over the years, affecting this man mentally, physically. Now he has an opportunity, and this is where he wants to talk about, he wants to take a kind of softer approach, entering the biggest fight of his life. And what hurt me is when he said, I don't have nothing to lose. Let me tell you something. He's in too deep. He's already lost the fight. Dillian Whyte's already lost the fight. When you come and say, and he didn't say it like, look, I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to try to, look, I'm willing to die. I have nothing to lose. He has everything to lose. What's he going to do when he gets hit? People expect me to lose a fight. He's not talking like that. He's talking, I have nothing to lose. It's like, what happened to the guy who was in there and had the damn table thrown at him by Derek Chisora? What happened to the guy who was fighting in between the rounds with trying to get at Anthony Joshua. The guy they had to hold back at these damn press conferences. And when two fighters are meeting in another location, what happened to that guy? Yeah, man, let me tell you, something's going on here. Something's going on, and I don't like it. And I don't think it's a good thing. Not for Dillian Whyte. I honestly feel that the years and years of, but this is the thing, I think the years of him feeling mistreated, treated unfairly, alienated, ostracized, blackballed. I think too much has happened to him, and now that he has the biggest fight of his life, it just wore him down so much mentally that he can't get there. He can't get there mentally, 100% mentally for this fight. That's just what I think, and I say that because of his actions and what's come out of his mouth. Now, talking about sparring partners, he's had some good sparring partners. He said he was talked about what he had to do to defeat Tyson. He didn't say who he was sparring with, but he said, you know, they worked on things with the sparring partners, and all he said was the biggest thing is for him to have the IQ to know when to be aggressive, be smart with his offense, and be very smart with his defense. Know when to get in, when to get out, and to just have a high IQ and recognize when to make certain changes in the ring, because they know that Tyson Fury is not an easy fight for anyone because of his dimensions. Tyson Fury is huge, man. Super long reach, and you know, obviously they worked on, you know, making sure he gets that weight behind those punches. Tyson Fury does look slim. I'll be honest, he looks slim, but I think the only way for Dillian Whyte to win this fight is he's got to get into Tyson Fury's chest. Tyson Fury doesn't fight that good on the inside. Dillian Whyte can get into his chest and let those shots go, man. You know, they have this saying, man, about you know, kill the body, the head will go. But there's another saying, man. I heard Teddy Atlas say it. I can't recall it, but some shit about a building and, you know, basically like a demolition explosion, but you punch out the windows or something. Some crap he was saying, but anyway, man, Dillian Whyte gonna put his head in his chest, beat to the body, and come over the top with the right hand, and that's what I think it's gonna take. It's coming over the top with the right hand and get Tyson Fury comfortable, and then shoot that big left hand, that big left hook he has. But he's gonna have to get in his chest, and this is gonna boil down to who has the most stamina. We all know Tyson Fury doesn't get tired, and if he does, he gets his second win real quick. Dillian Whyte gets tired and he develops Bambi legs. And Tyson Fury, if Dillian Whyte gets in close, Tyson Fury's gonna wrap him up and lean on him. And that's the worst thing for him, because you got, you know, 250 plus pounds just leaning on you. And Tyson Fury will punch on the brake. He'll hit you when you're stepping out. Dillian Whyte's shorter, so for him to keep his eyes on the target is going to be hard. Tyson Fury is tall, so he's looking down at him. He can see everything that's going on. And Tyson Fury keeps his eye on his opponent. And that's just going to, Dillian Whyte's going to have a bunch of huge blind spots if he gets in close, because he's not going to be able to see what's going on, because he's got this man that's 6'9" in front of him, and he'll have to look up to see him. But the thing is, hopefully he trained by focusing on the body, because if your chest is here, then I see your feet. You're right here in front of me. I know where your head is. I don't need to be able to look up and see you. I'm beating you here, boom, coming up top. In this fight, he's going to have to know that. But if he's trying to get in, get out, and, you know, move like, he's trying to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, it's not going to work, man. It's not going to work. And I think a lot of people don't like him anyway because of the things he said and how aggressive and nasty he's been. But I think he's trying to change those ways, especially because if he wins this fight, he's going to be the face of the WBC as far as the heavyweight champion. That's not what they want. You know, they don't want that. And I don't think they like him anyway. And that's not fair to me. I do think they treated him badly, but at the same time, he didn't help himself. Found a way to lose with that bad attitude, you know. But I understand getting frustrated. I understand being West Indian, man. You know, we make a lot of noise, man. You know what I'm saying? We have a saying like, yo, don't come look. I didn't ask for you, don't come look for me. I didn't look for you, don't come look for me. So if you come looking for me, then when you get it, the real deal start. Don't tell me to shut up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Dillian Whyte, he has that in him. But I just think it's too late. I just think it's too late for him to start trying to make the refinements now. I think he should just continue being an animal that he is, get through the fight with that same energy he's always carried in the fights, which has helped him win. And then next week, after you get the belt, then work on making some refinements and talk about the changes. Because then you can breathe. But you don't want to go next week now having regrets because you tried to overhaul who you were. You can't, it's like a tiger, right? You can't have a tiger, you can't have a lion go into a fight as a tiger. You know what I'm saying? Let a lion be a lion. Now, a tiger is a force to be reckoned with, but a tiger is not a goddamn lion. Dillian Whyte, like he's going from being a lion to a house cat. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Keep being the lion. But it's almost like you want to enter the ring more like a house cat or a tiger instead of being that lion. Yo, man, we used to hear you roar, not meow. Now you meowing. They ask him a question. He used to be like, rah, rah, rah. Now he's, Tyson Fury, I wish him all the best. Let's give the people a good fight. Nah, man, what happened to all the roaring? You know what I mean? You, man, let the whole heavyweight jungle hear you. Let them know you coming. Now you just, when you decide to get quiet, now is when you decide to speak respectfully about your opponent. Nah, man, Dillian Whyte's already lost the fight, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that to speak negatively of it, because what these guys do is amazing, man. I've never fought on this level. I've done a lot of training and sparring. I've had a few fights, but not on a professional level. What these guys are doing is amazing, absolutely amazing. But I know that mentality, man. It doesn't matter if you fought professionally, if you've done a lot of sparring. When you get in that ring and you already tell yourself certain things, and if you go in there with doubts, you're already at a disadvantage. And when you see someone start talking like that, some people say it's the calm before the storm. Dillian Whyte's a storm. There's nothing calm about him. There's never been anything calm about him. Now he decides to not be the storm and be calm, to not be the lion, be a tiger or a house cat. Come on, man. Not be the lion, be a tiger or a house cat. Come on. This guy's vicious. You know what I'm saying? You go from being this vicious eagle to come out and being a pigeon. Come on, man, you a shark. Now you swimming around here like a damn bluegill. Get out of here with that, man. Dillian Whyte too. Dillian Whyte's a vicious guy, man. He's got power. He's learned on the job, and he's just a blue collar guy, man, with a lot of heart. And I just think right now he has a lot of doubt, and that's my concern. He lost his heart and picked up doubt, and I think that's going to show up Saturday. But we'll find out. I think when they have the face-off, the weigh-in, I think, some of that lion, some of that eagle, man, some of that heart and all that will come out, because Tyson Fury's not going to make it easy on him. Tyson Fury is in wrestling they had this guy called Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South. Tyson Fury is the mouth of the UK. A big mouth, fantastic boxer who knows how to get under your skin. And he's not going to make it easy for Dillian Whyte, because he'll finally have his opportunity to promote the fight and say things to him, to poke and prod at him. And I think that's going to get a reaction out of Whyte. I just hope he doesn't lose his cool and put his hands on Fury and do something stupid. That's good for us as fight fans to see it, good for marketing, but could be bad if you actually, hurts him or bruises him or cuts him or something that results in a fight being called off or postponed. That's going to be, I think, a career ending for Dillian Whyte, and could be some huge lawsuits with all the money that would have been lost that had gone into getting this fight to this point. So hopefully everything sorts itself out, man. Anyway, leave your 2 cents out below about what you think about Dillian Whyte, what you think about Tyson Fury. I like Dillian Whyte, man. I just don't like what I'm seeing. I personally think he's already lost because he's too calm. And it's not a calm, he hasn't spoken with any confidence. He hasn't even spoke about winning. He's just speaking like, I have nothing to lose, and hey, whatever. That's horrible, horrible. That's like, let me quit giving these damn examples, man. I just know I'm not going into anything half-hearted. And I'm going in there with that fight away mentality. And I don't believe in failure. I believe we may not perform to our potential, but I don't know what that word failure means. That's just not even part of my vocabulary. But I do believe there are times we don't perform to our potential. And with him, I'm going to use the word because it applies to him. He's sounding like a failure right now. Because you can't go into somebody that has nothing to lose. Nah, you have a lot to lose, man. because you trust me, they set up all of those roadblocks, all of those impediments, all of that obsolescence to ensure he couldn't get to this position. Now you're there, and you sound like you're not even taking it serious. You don't have nothing to lose. Well, hell, now that you're here, and if they show you're not taking it serious, you think you'll ever get that opportunity again? No, you probably won't. And Eddie Hearn can't help you. Even Eddie Hearn, he's quick to turn his back on a fighter. Don't let Dillian Whyte go in there and not perform. But Eddie Hearn's gonna be quick to turn his back on him. Eddie Hearn's about playing the game. Those are his words, not mine. Get the most money, get the most this, play the game, let him play the game. Eddie Hearn's not gonna have any leverage going into any negotiations with Dillian Whyte anymore. He had all the leverage, all the artillery, all the manpower, because Dillian Whyte was just beating people in dramatic fashion. He was the underdog. Imagine if you were betting on Dillian Whyte every time. How much you'd be a multi-millionaire. The amount of money you could have made off of him winning his fights with those odds. But if he goes into this fight half-heartedly, Eddie Hearn loses that. He can't come to the table and really negotiate nothing great for Dillian Whyte, because they don't want him to win anyway. But when he doesn't himself really want to win, and that's problematic. So anyway, leave your 2 cents below, man. Leave your comments, like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. Let me know what you think. But that's my opinion based on what he said, and just optics, man. Just sitting back and just observing. I just don't think I hate to say it, I just don't think he stands a chance. I think he's already lost. Even if the fight's in the UK, it has nothing to do with scorecards. It has to do with him and his mentality. I think he's already lost the fight. But anyway, man, like and subscribe. Shout out to all the veterans. Thanks for your support. Y'all keep safe. And as always, I'm in the breeze.